Hello, beautiful souls. I welcome you all to my live streaming. Most of you do watch it as a replay later, but it just saves me the time of upload and there are a lot of issues with the network, etc. I'm going to get right into the message that has been coming to me. I did intend to go live today and I had jotted down a few points. Uh, Ravisha, narcissism was one of those points, but I do apologize because this seems to be a bit more urgent. I do channel. Hi, Ravisha, welcome. Wow, I just mentioned your name and you're here. I hope you're having a wonderful vacation, Ravisha. I love Uttaranchal. I have spent a major part of my childhood in the Himalayas, and I did study in Nainital. I have been to Mussoorie and Dehradun quite a lot during my childhood, so I have very fond memories of that region. Um, so the message that is coming through, I was just preparing dinner and a lot of my channel messages do come across when I am cooking, because I think I am uh, busy in certain processes, not really thinking, not really in my mind, and I love cooking. So somehow a lot of messages come to me when I am cooking or doing the processes of cooking, and it's a happy place for me. It's a meditative state for me. I pray while I'm cooking. So, something that I am being asked to point out is a lot of humans, including, this is not exclusively for twin flames, but including twin flames, light workers, star seeds, those who have not been doing their inner work, or who have just started on this journey called ascension, are very stressed out. They are very unhappy. They don't really know what is going on and how to gain back control. One of the most important lessons definitely on this journey is that we are never in control. By and by, we do start understanding and start relinquishing. We start befriending our ego and subduing it. But the message that's coming today is one of the biggest reasons for us to be so stressed is one, we think we are immortal. In a sense, we are. But we don't realize how short actually life is. Our priorities are on, I will not say wrong things, but they are misplaced, they are misguided. The fact that we have been told to focus on things such as security, be it financial or in a relationship, be it we have we spend a lot of our mental faculty, be it in the background, worrying about the future, about the outcome, about what ifs, um, and also in could have, should have, would have, regrets about the past. We are existing too much, either in the past or too much in the future, which there are no guarantees for, which we cannot control whatsoever. The only thing being asked of us is to be very much in the now, in full awareness, to expand our consciousness, to be living in gratitude and in love, to think that we have a lot of time to give to our twin flame, for example, to our divine partners. Once this is resolved, I will take charge, I will go back, I will figure it out, is one of the biggest mistakes a lot of the divine masculines are making. They think they have a lot of time to get this particular relationship on track. not realizing that the only time that is really there is now, this very moment. Everything that they are focusing on, the sentence I was kind of given was, not enough importance is given to love. Let that sink in. Not enough importance is given to love. If you were to start making a list of things you want, need, desire, etc., love could be mentioned in one of the top fives, but it'll be on the lower side. And how much time, effort of your mind, of your body, of your being, of your existence is actually dedicated to love, to unconditional love, to pure love, is minimalistic. Nobody is walking the talk. Nobody is giving love the due time, effort, importance. I'm not talking purely romance, but where are you making time for even self love? Okay, when we are in the lowest form of the 3D, it is selfishness, but it's not self love. We want relationships that are somehow benefiting us without us giving anything in return. In higher 3D, it becomes about what is convenient for me and where do I have to give the minimum amount of effort and put in some basic amount of work, time, gestures in it, but it serves my purposes. In 3D, we focus on certain relationships that are related to us by blood or by societal contracts. Nowhere do we actually pay attention to what our soul is telling us to do, be it getting involved with someone or moving out. We continue staying for much longer than we need to. We get into relationships for all the wrong reasons, such as perceptibility. Hi, Mishupi, you're welcome. Nice to see you again, too. I'm happy to see you. We stay in relationships or get into relationships for all the wrong reasons. For financial security, for someone who we can have sex with when we want to, for a kind of, I don't want to be alone when I'm old. I want, the needs are, and then we start compromising on something is better than nothing. People are going to judge me for being single because I'm in my late 20s, I'm in my 30s, so I might as well get married and settle down. I will be perceived as someone who is a failure if I leave a marriage that I'm unhappy in. Not enough importance is given to your inner happiness. Not shallow happiness based on fame, power, greed, wealth, which can come and go in a snap. It is not something durable. But we are willing to give up the things that are important for those very shallow, superficial things. So in 3D, we give all the importance to societal contracts and immediate family members or blood relationships. But as you start going into 4D and you start realizing a lot of those relationships are toxic, in fact, are harming your self esteem, are preventing your freedom to live the kind of life that you truly, truly desire for yourself, to pursue the career that you wish to. You have only obligations, you're only answerable, you're made to feel you don't deserve, or this is what is needed to make a relationship work. You need to be sacrificing of your happiness. I'm not saying that some level of understanding, I did not use the word compromise or adjustment. I said a certain level of understanding, coming on the same page through honest communication without either person feeling they have compromised or given up something that's important to them. Okay, instead of cribbing, supposing that your partner does not earn enough, perhaps you could be the one who brings the supplementary income. It's just an example, it's not a judgment or anything of that kind. There are a lot of relationships which start off as attraction, and a lot of movies, including Hollywood, not just Bollywood, including fiction, literature, a lot of things have led us to believe possessiveness, jealousy, controlling behavior, answerability, self-sacrificing, sacrificing your happiness is the definition of love, which it isn't, which isn't true. You cannot give from an empty cup. If you do not have enough happiness in you, you cannot make anyone else happy. If you are not healed within yourself, you cannot heal somebody else. I do not speak of anything which I have not gone through or mastered myself, no matter how tempted I might be. No matter how well I have understood it from the cerebral, but till I have implemented certain things, I do not talk about it. I do not preach what I do not personally practice. I hope you will believe me on this. I have gone through a lot in life, more than what most people go through in one lifetime. But I am still in a place where I'm whole and healed, because if you think there'll ever come a point that you would not need further healing, further introspection, it's not true. It's just as you need to go to the washroom every day, the fact that you need to bathe and shower every day, okay, the way you need to drink water every day. In the same way, you need to realign and center yourself. You need to clean your insides every single day. And your healing, no God, no one is expecting you to be 100% whole and complete. But you can be in a happy state. You can choose it regardless of what is happening on the outside every day. It does not mean you will not feel challenged. It will not mean that you will not feel pain or sadness or grief. But you will be able to come back to your center very soon. As long as you do not give the power to anyone outside of you to swing your mood, one of the signs that you're not centered or in a higher level of self-healing is when you have wild mood swings. If you sometimes feel you have multiple personalities, one in the morning you're happy, and then in the noon you're this, and in the night you're in another personality form where you're cranky and yelling at everyone. While mood swings, it shows you're not in integrity, balance, or in a centeredness. You're not grounded. There are too many unhealed aspects of you which are getting triggered, which are getting affected by outside circumstances, experiences, and people. Be it their opinions, be it their words, be it their action, be it their inaction. The first step to discovering true love is to love yourself. Now, that is an entire complete workshop, so I cannot obviously speak a lot about it in one live stream, but self-esteem is one of the steps. Ask yourself why you're willing to put up with certain behaviors. Why do you think someone is so important that you need to compromise on your self-respect? Why do you think you are not capable of finding someone better? Get rid of all the tags and then ask yourself these questions. Make a list of your partner's traits, the kind of excuses they have been making, for how long have they been making, how do they treat you, what are the efforts, not just words, but actual action that they put into your relationship. If they're not up to a mark, why is it good enough for you? Why do you not feel you deserve better? If you feel you deserve better, then why are you still waiting? Why are you waiting for something else to come along before you break up or move on? If you have done your best, set aside your ego, had a mature conversation without getting emotional, and yet there are no forward movement from your partner, no effort whatsoever, move on. You are not on this divine journey to be left alone. You will be given a true soulmate, someone who will love you and accept you the way you are, exactly as you are. Even if others find you flawed, that particular flaw will be adored by your divine partner. They don't have to be called soulmate or twin flame or something else. But for that, you have to be very honest. Where are you behaving like a karmic in the sense of being needy? Even from your twin flame, if you are not being treated right, if you're not happy, if you're feeling suffocated, if you're feeling small, if you feel that I deserve more, deserve not in the sense of the ego, okay, not in the shallow aspects, if you're not being treated well, if the effort is not there, if they are yelling and screaming at you like you, one of you did mention day before yesterday, that's not the correct way of behavior. You are not secondary to anybody, you're not lower than anybody, that all men are like this, so I need to put up with this kind of personality. Any man who's healed and whole will not think a woman is any way inferior to him. You will not have to teach them that women are equal. They will know you are an equal. You have your own dreams, you have your own personality, you have your own flaws. If you are okay, Ravisha, when he contacts you and you do not wish for anything more, you please continue. I'm saying be the only one and only judge, but do not compromise on your values, on your happiness because of a tag. If you have dreams which your twin flame is not willing to provide you with, for example, you seriously wish to become a mother, and if your so-called twin flame is and gets of motherhood, of say the third dimensional marriage, because everything is about your soul's evolution. Everything is about how you are treating the world to treat you, behave with you. If you are going to keep being self-sacrificing, cut your own feet below yourself, say my dream is secondary to someone else's dream, that's how the whole world is going to treat you. That's what you're going to manifest. That's what the universe is going to then send your way, not the guy that first started right. If you're happy being in contact, if you're happy just being friends, if you're happy with crumbs, breadcrumbs, that's entirely up to you. But it's an indication that you need to work on your self-esteem. We all learn it the hard way. So have I. It's not something that I was, just given on a silver platter. It has come as a very hard lesson. There was a time when I thought being controlling was the answer to it. Keeping a check on things was the answer to this. I tried to become very assertive in my warped head at that time. I thought being rude and assertive, not rude. I've never been rude, but slightly aggressive to be taken seriously. because I come across as very demure, very soft spoken, very polite. um, I'm not brash, I'm not harsh with my words, and that used to lead to people kind of taking me for granted and push me around. And so I thought if I showed a little angry side of me and said, I won't put up with this, they will start taking me seriously. But that would lead me to feel very, very unhappy from inside. I would feel miserable. And I realized that's not my authentic self. I have to find a balance of how to be assertive. So when people started pushing me, and I would say to them, when I say no, it does not mean convince me, it means no. And people were really taken aback because they were not used to me speaking like that. And I would say it with a smile. And then this realized that I'm not being mean, I'm not being, I'm being very clear. And they were not used to so much clarity either. When I said a certain word, they would read between lines and I would say, no, that's not what I'm saying. I am saying this, and this is exactly what I mean. I'm a writer, I choose my words very carefully. Thank you, Mishupi. You have to ask yourself, what is important to me? Not what society has taught me, not what my family has taught me, not what my religion has taught me, not what anybody has taught me. Me, my personal dreams. When I was 13, 14, when I just started dreaming about life, what were my dreams? What kind of relationship did I want? To be very honest, I did not know there was something called live-in at that time, but I used to think of a live-in relationship. All my school and college friends used to tell me, you're not meant for India, you're very Western in your thought and stuff. So you have to go back and check and see what has changed, or what was forcefully changed. What do you truly really from inside believe in? What is love, in your definition? How much is spending time together important to you, and why? Is it because of insecurities? Is it because of fears? Is it because of loneliness, that you don't enjoy your own company, or that you keep needing reassurance, revalidation? Then you need to work on those issues. But for that, somewhere you have to start by asking, what was my original dream? You have to go back to when you were the most innocent, before the world spoilt you and tried to change you and make you fit into a box while you were a circle. Or maybe you were a triangle and they tried to put you into a circle. And then they said, you're not good enough, you're a failure. Ask yourself what your soul knows and remembers about love. And once you have found your answer, ask yourself, in a day of 24 hours, how much time, effort am I putting into it? Forget your partner for some time. I putting that effort in that definition of love, even towards my own self. I want him to pamper me. Am I pampering me? Why are you waiting for someone else to get you your favorite food? For example, there was a time I would end up cooking everyone else's favorite food, but I would not cook what I liked. These are very simple day-to-day examples, but that's where we get our biggest pointers, where we are saying we love ourselves, but we really don't. Just because cooking non-veg was very exciting, there were all kind of exciting recipes, but I'm a vegetarian. Not out of religious factors or anything. uh, I just have never been comfortable. I do adore the galauti kebabs from Lucknow, because you don't even feel they are uh, non-veg. It's so soft and it just melts in your mouth. So it has nothing to do with my religious upbringing or something. Uh, I am pretty sure that it's perfectly fine. In some things, we complement each other, but I have realized that as your vibration changes, your dietary preferences changes, and then there are times when you're floating too high and you need a little bit of grounding energies, which everyone uses differently. Some immediately go to junk food or non-veg, but you take very little of it. So It is, I think it's perfectly fine if your twin flame is non-vegetarian. It's all about accepting. It's about acceptance, right? We have to be non-judgmental, non-critical, not get offended as easily as today's world seems to be offended at the drop of a hat or drop of I don't know what. But everyone is so easily offended because they think only their belief is right. We are all on different journeys, and they all, as long as they're taking us closer to God, to a highest form of consciousness, I personally think everything is all right under the sun. Only you are answerable to your God. I'm coming back to, it does happen. Of course, it does happen. Who I have been thinking is my twin flame. I never say it with surety because, oh my lord, you never know. Uh, I'm very sure, but I don't say it with surety. Just to keep that 1% open mindedness, you know. Uh, he is a non vegetarian too. Um I love cooking non-veg for others, you know. I love experimenting with non-vegetarian stuff that I cook. I'm going to come back to where I started off with. I want you to today think about, what if today or tomorrow, one day, is your last day on this planet Earth in this human form. In other words, what if you're going to die tomorrow, anytime tomorrow? And don't just think it, imagine it. And now, what are the things you will, on your last moments, have regret? I wish I had done that. I wish I had called up my twin and not been angry about such a small thing. I wish I would call up my sister and patch up with her. Or I wish I would have eaten that last piece of pastry. Or whatever it is that you would think. What are you waiting for? Because it can actually happen. Why don't you live your life every day as though it's your last? Every day, say thank you to those who make your life better, richer. Apologize for the hurt you may have caused knowingly, unknowingly, to everyone you love, who you live with, who you're close to. Say I love you often to your friends, to your colleagues, to your twin flame, to your parents, to your teachers, to your guides. I love you is so powerful. It is so healing. Say thank you to the universe every day for every blessing that you have, including the small amount of time we have with each other. Learn every day. What is the one thing you have learned, one thing new you have done? How long are you going to stick to the known, to the secure, the stability, and keep thinking, I will do it soon enough? As soon as this is wrapped up, as soon as I have enough money in the bank, as soon as my problem is sorted out. Do you ever think there will come a perfect day in your life where there's nothing, everything is conducive? We are on this planet Earth as students. We are here to learn and experience, which means, by definition, we will be facing challenges and obstacles and problems nearly every day till we learn to transcend above it, till we stop giving it the power to influence and affect our decisions and our choices. When we stop being afraid of difficulties and say, it doesn't matter, I still choose to be with you. Let the fact that we are going to die, think about it seriously, imagine it in as much vividness as you can, and then decide, what do you want to do? How long are you going to wait? How long are you going to compromise? What is it that you really want? What are you willing? What is not important? What can you let go of now? Another thing that I have often taught people is the 5 five rule, the rule of five, as I call it. If it's not going to matter to you 5 weeks from now, 5 months from now, 5 years from now, drop it, let it go, move on. If your relationship with anyone is making you feel heavy, sad, small, um, suffocated, making you feel like you're living a lie, you're living a compromise, don't care about what society will say, don't care about you'll be judged. You are going to be a failure if you continue to live the rest of your lives in that state of unhappiness, rather than take a chance on yourself and give yourself that chance to find and build your happiness. You are going to ensure you're a failure if you don't even fight for yourself, for your happiness, for a chance at true love. If we are here under the umbrella of divine partnerships, whatever label we believe in, twin flames, divine partnerships, soulmates, the one, my past life connection, somewhere we are admitting we have wanted this true love. Why are you not willing to fight for it? Why are you not willing to risk everything for it? Why are you not willing to take a leap of faith? Why are you willing to settle, compromise, and just be okay? Life is not to be lived in okay fashion. Things are okay. You should be trying everything in your power to make yourself happy. Again, not in a shallow way, not in a egoistical way. True happiness always comes when you love. When you love what you're doing, when you love your work, when you are able to give and receive love in equal measure, where you're not feeling like a doormat, when you're not feeling pushed around, when you're not feeling dominated, controlled, or doing the same to another person. When it is not my way or the highway, be it with any relationship. You can live in my house as long as you're obeying me. You should choose to walk away then. You're being controlled, you're being manipulated. When you can stop taking things personally, everyone's action, inaction, that it is a judgment about you, and let you be about you, but nothing about them to be about you. When you're able to give without having, but I want this as the desired outcome. He or she is not giving me the commitment I want. Listen to them and make sure you are being heard too. Are these tall orders? Not if you remove the obstacles within you, the blockages within you, because right now is a very healing time, very powerful time. All your inner wounds, your fears are somewhere stored in your lower chakras, and right now they are being cleared. This is an optimum time for you to think long and hard. There's a workbook by Louis Hay. I have mentioned her book in our previous live stream as well. I'll try and show you that book also next time. If you can, buy yourself that book and as honestly as you can, write down each answer. Don't think I'll do it mentally. Do it in writing, and it will help you keep track of how far you are moving ahead. What are the things that you never even realized you were holding on to from your childhood? The gift that you were denied, the new dress, the birthday party, or when you were compared to someone because you did not perform so well in an exam. When your parents perhaps had hopes of you doing something in a career but you did not. What are the things you're still holding on to which even they might have let go of? Where are you judging yourself as a failure and then projecting it onto others and thinking they are thinking of me as a failure? Where are you afraid of taking chances and why? Why is love one of the last things on your list of priority on a day-to-day basis? When you write down a list of what you do during the day, where is love on that list? I know today is a very heavy message, but I really hope it will help bring you clarity. It will help somewhere ground your flights of fancy vis-a-vis what reality are you standing on? What ground reality are you actually on? Where are you functioning from? Are you still operating from your ego? I'm so glad. I'm so glad it's resonating with you. Um, Ravisha and Mishupi, I'm so grateful, but please, please do keep writing your comments as well as your questions, because then I'm able to also respond, because these comments do not come in the comment section once the video gets posted online. So, like Ravisha, I wanted to send you a link to my WhatsApp, and I am not able to because in the last video there is no comment from you. I'm sorry. So if you could comment today, I can reply there, and then I can delete it, something like that, right? So and if there is someone who wants to connect with me, if you're okay sharing your email on in the comment section, um, as soon as I note it down, you can delete it, something like that. I'm trying to figure out how we can, because I'm still not yet back on most of the platforms. Thank you, Mishupi. Thank you so much for your kind words. So if any of you have any basic questions, because this was already a heavy duty, heavy dosage, tough love. Uh, but my sincere hope and prayer is it may reach anyone and everyone that needs it, including divine masculines who definitely need a reminder that it is love that is really important, and the things that they are focusing on um are keeping them very deeply rooted in the 3D world, and they are lowering the energies, they're ignoring the intuitions, they're ignoring the inner voice. They are still staying in fear, lacking the courage to even have faith, to take the leap of faith. Somewhere we need to find within us the importance of love. If they cannot accept the fact of being twin flame, like I said, it is not about the tag that they're twin flames. Even if it's a normal relationship, why are they not giving you what you deserve? That should be your question. And why are you allowing them to get away with it? Okay. It is not about whether someone will leave their karmic partner or not. It's about what are you okay with. They feel everything energetically, not necessarily, not everything, but the same way when they are going through something really difficult, we can feel it. It affects our mood. Sometimes physical illness or physical symptoms we face in the same way, sometimes they do. A lot of times the divine feminines think so much about the divine masculines, no matter what the tag of the relationship is, that energetically we are overcrowding them. It does not even give them a chance to miss us. Detachment, moving away, giving them space, and that does not mean one day or two, sometimes it means months. To be very honest, I have not seen my twin flame for now 7 months. We have barely spoken or texted more than a few times in the midst of all this. But each one of us needs to go through our life journey. If we haven't learned all we need to, if we haven't released all that we need to, if we haven't paid off our karma, good or bad, we cannot just come why do we have this heart chakra pull? It's probably at the time when they are connecting with you. It could be the higher dimensional, the energy body from the higher dimension, the 4D body. Okay, in 5D, I don't care what anybody says. But in 5D, our higher selves are already merged, melded, they already won. It's in fourth dimension that things first start happening, as in the form of a manifestation, as in us resolving our ego issues, or coming to certain conclusions, or designing what our physical plane life is, what we want together. And a lot of things, even there right now, for most twins, the merging melding has already occurred. You might have felt it in the form of certain warm romantic feelings when you were not thinking romantic thoughts, and your body was filled with a kind of glow and a happy warm feeling in the last couple of months, or you will be feeling it in the future. uh, and that heart tug happens when they are really really thinking about you, or their higher self in the fourth dimension is energetically connecting with you to reassure you that the connection is there, it's real. And if you start practicing your telepathy, a lot of messages come across to you. There are a lot of times, most of us don't believe it. We think our mind is giving us these desired answers. And songs, okay, I listen to really old Hindi songs, and people are like, how can, that's like before, I don't know when, very old Hindi songs, right? And then those songs would start showing up on my YouTube news feed, and I would take it as a sign, and the lyrics would somehow be so comforting. That's why I made a playlist called Twins and made it public, so that the twin flames, just go check out some of the songs and just follow your intuition to guide you which song to play, and you might find a message from your masculine to you, or explaining a certain situation to you. um yeah, so it is them connecting with you, whether it is the 3D version of them or the higher dimension of them, that's telling you all is well. We have to wait for divine timing, we have to work on ourselves in the meantime, we have to be patient, we have to, you know, it's not that I don't think you or that I don't love you, but I'm still stuck in what I think is important. And that's what we all have to remind ourselves. There's nothing more important than love. There's nothing more real than love. And love is the only thing that matters. So, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to share love? Um, how are you going to give unconditional love, be it to animals, trees, your job, the food you prepare, to your family members, to me, to you? How can we share this love? Love, love, love. Yes, from me to you too, and lot of love to each and every one of you. And please do continue to support my channel. And if you're on groups on different social media, because I really am not anywhere, which you think are twin flame or divine partnership, where you can share my videos, I'll really really appreciate it. I'm really trying to reach out to anyone who needs these messages. And if you are guided to, if you're confused, if you're low, just intuitively click on any of my videos, and I'm sure it will have a message for you somewhere, because that's the intention I always set before coming online, before I start speaking, be it my recorded messages that I used to earlier do short ones, but it was like taking forever and ever to upload. So I started doing these live streams, which is much better because I get to hear. And now I've started figuring out how to read the comments. They just come and go so quickly, that I have to read really fast, and sometimes I skip the last part or something. um, but it's really encouraging to hear from all of you, to get your likes, to see new subscribers. And it's 4 months, I have 48 subscribers. So it's slow and steady, and well, inshallah, it will increase much more. May our tribe increase, and may all of us come into a harmonious union, reconciliation, a deeper understanding about our journey, about our self-love, about our consciousness evolving and growing, ascending, easily, effortlessly, and joyfully. And that is my prayer for each and every one of you that is watching this video. So if you have any questions, I'm going to just wait a minute, otherwise I'm going to log out, leaving you all with a lot of love and light blessings. And I do hope this message resonated and somewhere is going to make you think and get you divine answers from your own soul. I think Ravisha's network is also acting up. So, Ravisha, I will wait for your questions in the comments. And missing you, Vibha. If you are watching it at a later stage, leaving you with a lot of love and light. And to my other regular viewers, Pinky, love you. I wish you would also comment sometime. Thank you. See you very much soon, because there's a long list of things that I have to, which I meant to talk today, but I think it's got pushed to tomorrow. Love you.